Hey, my name is Yolanda, and welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. Tune in each week as I speak frankly about life experiences from my perspective and offer you a bit of unsolicited advice. Let's take a little time to laugh, to think, and to cry as we tackle some serious topics and some not so serious topics. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Hey, welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. My name is Yolanda. Thank you for tuning into my show for another week and joining me for another episode. I hope all is well. I hope everyone is having an amazing week and has had an amazing week. I am doing just fine. Happy to be alive. Happy to be back here with you all. Happy to not be sick. Happy to be working. I'm in a really good mood. Just a little tired, but other than that, I'm in a great mood. Uh, what's going on in the streets? Let's see.
Yeah, what's going on? Let me know.
The Grammys. That was not the Grammys. You see, I'm having such a good time. My mind is all over the place. It was not the Grammys. It was how was the Super Bowl for you all? I watched it because I don't have a choice. So I watched it and I didn't really care about the game. I don't have a team. I'm really not into sports, competitive sports like that. It just is what it is. It's entertaining from time to time. So, and the Super Bowl is because you get to see the commercials that you've never seen before. And of course, the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. Now, let me go ahead and put it out there. I am not a Kendrick Lamar fan, and it is not because I'm hating on Kendrick Lamar. I have never actually been a fan of West Coast music. I live in the South, and I don't. In order for you to hear West Coast music in the South, you gotta be looking for it. So back in my day, we weren't really playing West Coast music like that, unless it was back when the East Coast and the West Coast had their beef, and they were playing like a lot of Snoop and Dre and all of that stuff. And I like Snoop and Dre. I like a few of their songs, but they do have a sound. The West Coast has a sound, and I don't like it. I don't like Nipsey Hussle. All of that sounds the same to me. And I'm not going to say I don't like any Kendrick Lamar songs. I would be telling a lie if I said that. And I'm not saying he's not a good rapper. He's not a good lyricist. I love hip hop and I love rap, and I am a fan of lyricists. And so, yes, he makes sense. His content is very deep. I like people that make me think. I don't like the sound of his voice, and I don't like the music that's attached to his lyrics. So I would prefer Kendrick as a poet, if that makes sense. A spoken word artist. I would think Kendrick would be dope then, because I think he wouldn't try that rhythmatic tone that he has. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's whiny to me, his voice and the cadence in which he raps. And it sounds crazy to me, but all in all, I'm just not a fan. I can appreciate good music. I accept it. I understand it. It's good music. So again, I do like certain songs, but I have to tolerate it. And sometimes that's very hard for me. But the Super Bowl performance, because like most of the people in the audience, probably they weren't familiar with a lot of the songs. And so they only knew like Not Like Us. They Not Like Us. I don't like that song. I never was a fan. They have saturated the market with it. So of course, just like everybody else, I sing the parts. But to say that I go request that song, to say that I want to hear it, to say that it's on my playlist, that would be, I hear it when it comes on the radio, because I do listen to the radio a lot. And so I hear it then, but I am not a fan of it. But the symbolism behind it, the all Black performers, the message behind it, I don't think anybody else would have been able to pull that off. Lil Wayne wasn't going to be able to do that at all. He just wasn't. Now, would I would have been able to sing along with every song? Yes. But he just wouldn't have been able to execute that type of message in a performance. And not a lot of artists can do that. We've had several like Beyonce and Bruno Mars and even Rihanna, but the performances were so great. Usher, but the message behind it. And Kendrick has always done that. That's not anything new. We've seen him perform before, and all of his performances and or videos and again songs and concepts have all been deep. So I respect him for that. I understand and appreciate where he is, and I know why he got the Grammys. And it's just music is subjective. So for me, I'm just not a fan. So anyway, if you all watched, it's been the debate, so across the all social media platforms. I know you've seen them all. Now, as far as Drake is concerned and how he feels, Drake is going to be Drake. Drake has had more albums, sold more. I'm sure Kendrick is a little younger as far as coming out type of artist than Drake. I definitely have more Drake songs on my playlist than I do Kendrick for sure. I don't have any Kendrick songs. So Drake is if I had to pick a side, I would have to, only because I like Drake as an artist. I don't care if he's from Canada. I don't know him, so I don't know what beef the other rappers have with him. So for me to feel like I gotta pick a side, I just think it's ridiculous. I am not a super fan of anybody. I'm too grown to be a super fan of some artist and be on social media arguing with somebody about who I feel like is the greatest. Again, music is subjective. You don't have to agree with me. You shouldn't. It's not for you to say I'm wrong because I feel like I like Drake better than Kendrick. It's my own personal music preference. Just like if I eat broccoli, you can't tell me, oh my God, broccoli is gross. You shouldn't be eating that. Broccolini is so much better. At the end of the day, it's my preference and what I like and what I want to consume that's pleasant to my ears is what I'm going to listen to. So allow people to like who they like. You can have a healthy debate about it. But at the end of the day, people are going to play and listen. So Drake will always still be rich. Drake will always still get his money. Drake is always going to be great. Now, we are missing a good time in hip hop in that I feel like these artists aren't collaborating with each other anymore. We're not having these big Khaled albums. And I'm a Khaled girl. I love a Khaled song. And I think I like Khaled because of that reason. You get multiple artists on one album and you kind of get to explore all of these different facets of music and genres because he puts all kind of things on his album. But now I don't know what we're gonna get from Khaled. So we'll see. But moving right along. So I'm a little hesitant about my topic today. My husband says I need to do more girl bashing. He just feels like the podcast is always about men, 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 men. And it's not, I don't bash men. I just give a different perspective. But we have another intern in our office and it's a guy this time, and he came in during a session with me talking to one of my students, and she was talking about her little high school relationship. But that then the conversation that he had with her and the things that he was saying, that kind of similar to the things that I was telling her, but it was obviously from a male's perspective. He's closer uh, in age with them. So, and then my coworker and I had a follow-up conversation about it. And I said to him that women are delusional. And I know I did an episode on that, but I don't think I did it on the podcast. I think that when I started going live on YouTube on Friday nights, I did a live Friday session that women are delusional. So I wanted to have that type of conversation with you all tonight. And what I wanted to talk about was how we get so caught up in this idea of um, we are going to, my husband calls it like a save a whole complex, we're going to save these men and fix them and all these other things. And we don't really see sometimes what they're already saying to us. So the young lady, again, we're talking high school, but I just want you to follow me because it's what the guy said that led me to want to speak on this. She was just talking about how the guy said he didn't want to be with her anymore and got upset because she was pretty much missing a best friend of hers, another female that she hadn't talked to in a while, and just like, oh my God, I miss my best friend. He got upset about it and didn't want to be in a relationship with anymore with her because it just sounded like he was a bit jealous, but never said that, just said that, why are you talking about somebody else? Why you're on the phone with me? You don't do this to me, 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 me. And he broke up with her and I guess said that they could still be friends. And she continued to do the things that they have been doing at school. Like, I'm going to wait on you as you get checked in the morning. I'm going to sit by you. My expectation is that you walk me to class. And then all these things didn't happen. And he pretty much said when he asked, what are you doing? Why are you here? And she's like, well, I'm waiting on you because I thought we were still friends and you normally walk me to class. So why wouldn't you? He was like, because we're not together. I'm not doing all of that. And so she says that she's confused. And he says to her, why are you confused? Everything that he said he didn't want, he's told you, and his actions are saying that. So what is there to be confused? Which led to my comment of women are delusional. And I told him, I said, we can see it, they can say it, but somehow we feel as though because they still entertain us, it's going to change. he's going to be different later. That time is either going to heal that thing or fix him, or either our love is just going to be so strong that they're going to change and be different and do different by us. And yeah, that's delusional. And I'm saying us because I want to put myself in this. I don't want to seem like I'm bashing, and I don't want to seem like I'm coming down. I just think that we give men a hard time for sometimes just being playing games and be, but we sometimes really do overlook, and we're not intellectually honest about what's going on in our relationships and what is happening right in front of us. And I think that that's unfortunate, and we definitely suffer from feeling like we are better than anything previously that they've had, them as in the men, or anything that they could in the future get. And then now that also makes us feel like we're superior. So where are you going? You get what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know what the purpose of it is, but I know that if a man left you and said he didn't want to be with you, and all of a sudden he gets with somebody else, the first thing is, well, she don't look better than me. Why her? You get what I'm saying? And what are you talking about? And I had a conversation with my coworker today, and I was telling her that I saw her story on Instagram. And the story was like, the lady was on Instagram saying that her boyfriend had been cheating on her with the same girl, and she couldn't figure out why he kept cheating on her with this one girl. She said that he was a bum, and just trying to get himself together, and that this girl was a bum too. She was in the projects, and he just kept dealing with her. And so the lady, it was like a dubbed video. I guess that's what you call it, where it's like a side by side, and the lady kind of tells her what she wants to say about the video. And she goes, well, why are you asking that question again? It's obvious, because you just said that he's a bum. Well, like attracts like, he's with her because she's like him. And to be honest, I saw it as the opposite. I feel like a lot of times when we emasculate a man and we're not making them feel like the man that they want to feel like or be, then they go for a woman that will treat them like the man, even if they don't have all the things. So her thing was, I have it all together. I'm making all this money. I look good. So then now he feels small compared to you. And you remind him all the time in your relationship that he doesn't compare. So now I don't feel like the man in this relationship. But then when I go over here to this person that has less than me or equal, then and she treats me as though I can be the leader. I am the provider. I can make the decisions. I am smart. Then why wouldn't I go over here where I feel like the fucking king? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I? It makes perfect sense. But all we can think about is, well, she doesn't look better than me, as if that matters. Looks are, when it comes to someone cheating on you, usually is the least of why they cheated. The least. It's just it. I mean, you may, when I say it's the least, I mean like a guy may see a girl and it's like, oh, she fine, and I want to have sex with her. But to continue to sleep with her, it isn't because of sex. Normally, that's guys who mess with like one night stands or might mess with a girl once or twice. But he was messing with this girl repeatedly, the same girl over and over. He liked that girl. That's not my man. Is a habitual cheater. He cheating with that girl for a reason. And so don't think is that she don't have nothing on me and why he's cheating on her. No, it is a reason, and it's not the reason that you think. Oh, she must be giving me head. You know how the things we think. She ain't attractive, so she must be paying him. She must be giving him money. No, 9 times out of 10 is the way that woman make that man feel. Usually what it is. It's the way that woman make that man feel, and he don't get that with you. Well, for whatever reason, I don't know. But it's definitely worth the conversation. It's definitely worth you having. Like, what is it? What's going on? What does she provide that I can't? Is it something that I'm missing? Is there something that I need to do? If you care, because I'm not asking. But if it's something that you care, you care to ask. Because I feel like women are putting themselves out there. I'll give you guys a break on that. You definitely are putting yourself out there. And I'm talking to the single women, and preferably the women that are a little younger than me. I'm 44. Am I talking to a woman my age or even older? Because you all have lived just like me. So you kind of know this game already. But I seem to talk to a lot of single women, and I feel bad for them because I understand. They always said that the market is slim. There's not a lot out there. And I truly believe them. Now, after I tried to pop the balloon or find love in my hometown, and the women were there, but the options for the guys were slim. It was very few that applied, and the ones that I reached out to try that I knew was single that I tried, they didn't want to be publicly single. If that makes any sense, it's like, well, I know I'm single, but the people that I talk to, I don't know if I want them to know that I'm actively out here pursuing other people, because we're dealing, but we're not really together. So you're not really single. You get what I'm saying? Even though you haven't put a title on it yet. So then now that keeps women anxious. And now it keeps them wondering, because if you've been dealing with this man for so long and y'all don't have a title, and then all of a sudden he pops out with somebody else, and he gets in a relationship, and he's with this new girl, and then you look and it's like, well, why do you choose this one? Again, it has nothing to do with looks. It's about what that woman provides and what can she do, and it's deeper than looks. It is definitely deeper than looks. So I really don't know. I don't really want to spend a lot of time on that. I don't have a lot to say about it. Frankly, the fact of the matter is, comparison is killing our self-esteem. It really is. We are thinking that we're not good enough. We're thinking that we're not top tier. We're wanting to fix things about us. We're self-conscious about ourselves. We don't want to go out. We want to snatch ourselves to the gods. We want to put hair in, lashes, all this other. And they say that they are single. You're actually thinking like, okay, I want to be better, or at least equal to what else is available out there. But never have I ever heard a man say, yeah, that girl weave bad. I'm looking for somebody with the baddest weave. And as in bad, I mean good. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for somebody who got their makeup laid tonight. That's just not the case. I'm not saying they ain't checking for body. I'm not saying that they not checking for cuteness, but beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So you can think that you're better than that other girl. That don't mean that he thinks that you're better than that other girl. You can't think that about someone's size, and that because this woman is slimmer than you, that all of a sudden he's gonna pick this woman because she's slimmer than you. This woman is lighter than you. This woman's hair is longer than yours. And that stuff has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. And if you keep worrying about that kind of stuff, all you can do is put your best foot forward. What you have to do is be your best self. Look at yourself and say, what is it about me that I would like to change? What makes me feel good about me? Because once you carry yourself with that confidence, because you're satisfied with the way that you look, you're satisfied with the way that your body is shaped, what you have on, then that confidence is going to exude. And if the man is attracted to you, then he's going to be more attracted to you. So you can't look at all these Instagram pictures. You can't say, oh, well, if my hair look like her, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No, do what works for you. Find your body type, style your clothes based on what you currently look like, not what you want to look like. You get what I'm saying? Hang out and try to find guys that match who you are now, not who you want to be later. And I say that because I think sometimes we all want to look for this top tier man, and we want to find him so he could take care of us. But baby, if you not top tier in that lane at the moment, he not checking for you. He just not. He looking for other people that are already top tier. So if you're looking for a man to elevate you, you got to already be elevated. And trust me, they can see the fakeness. When I say fake, they can see that this is just one outfit. I buckled down. I bought the one Louis bag I've had for 10 years, and I'm passing it off as vintage. These earrings were gifted to me by ex-boyfriends from like 10 years ago. I'ma still rock them. They real because it is what it like. They sense that. I always say, don't expect for somebody to do something for you that you can't do for yourself. So if you don't buy yourself red bottoms and Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Chanel and Christian Dior and Celine and Chanel bags, then don't expect somebody else to buy you that. That is ridiculous. But if you're buying yourself that, then that man is going to know that your expectation is that if he buys you a gift, it has to be at the same level in which you are already taking care of and providing for yourself. So when you say, how can I get a man like that? You got to think about how you're already treating yourself. If you're already treating yourself like, okay, well, I don't really care what I wear on a day-to-day basis. I don't really care what I buy. I'm gonna just go to Walmart and I'm gonna get Walmart, and that's fine. But you're gonna attract the same type of blue collar man who feels the same way that you feel, but you wanting to elevate. Now it's this lady, and I wish I could find her name, but I didn't prepare to talk about her, so I didn't look up her name. But she does this level up counseling, or level up advice is what she calls it. And she does these live things. I would love to talk to y'all live, by the way. Haven't figured out how to do that or whatever the best way is. When I say y'all, is anybody who listening. I don't care, because I noticed, by the way, shout out to my international listeners. For the last past episode, y'all have been checking in from all over the world. I'm like, okay, China, okay, Australia, okay, Russia, okay, so shout out to my international listeners. But even if you're international, I would love for me to be on here, and then you all just pop up and we have a conversation about whatever you all want to talk about. So hopefully I can figure that out, and we can make it so that there's some sort of dial in, call in line. You all can chat it up with me. But anyway, she does it where those people chime in. I think it's on her YouTube. So they chime in, and they're like, how can I level up? Because I want this, again, high value man. And she gives them advice. And again, she tells them the same thing that I'm telling y'all. You got to you got to level yourself up if you want a man that is high value and high dollar. And so again, yes, dress that for that, but dress comfortable in you. So that's what I'm saying. If you know that that's not you on a daily basis, and you're just doing that just because you want to get, it's going to be obvious, and you're not going to be able to sustain that, and that's not going to work. You may attract him, but you may not be able to keep that type of thing. If you're looking for somebody that's going to be with you, and you two are going to grow together and elevate and sustain a life together and buy those things for one another, then you got to meet somebody where you are right there. And then you have conversations with that person about their future and their future goals and dreams and aspirations and what they want to do in their near future. And if those things are equally yoked with yours, then you got a winner, and this is somebody you can elevate and grow with. But if you're looking for somebody that's going to find a man that a year in yourself, like, you make that same thing. You understand what I'm saying? Quite frankly, I don't. We were talking about this today too. I don't know if I really want somebody that I solely depend on, meaning that I don't make my own money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm mentally as a woman prepared for that, but that's my own trauma. We all got our baggage. Don't judge me. But I don't know if I'm mentally prepared for that. To each his own. It works for some women, but I'm not into the what's my budget for the month? Can I buy this? Is this okay? And I know you're thinking like, well, if he got it like that, it doesn't matter. Absolutely not. It will matter, because they're going to want to know what you're spending it on. They may not care, but they're going to want to know. You get what I'm saying? And it could be well, I want you to dress like this because I'm paying for it. I want you to do this because I'm paying for it. I want you to wear your hair like this because I'm paying for it. I want you to do this because I'm paying for it. I want you to get this surgery because I'm paying for it. I just realized and noticed that a lot of those type of relationships become kind of controlling over time. Not all, obviously. But we talking like rich inwards. Okay. That's what I mean when I say get controlling. I mean, we've had several examples of that, and I think Diddy is one of them. And I know people expected Carisha to say that, like, she experienced that, but I only brought her up because Carisha was making her own money. You can't control somebody that doesn't need you. You get what I'm saying? Controlling people usually manipulate someone that needs them, and need doesn't always have to be financially. It could be for some sort of mental support, or you need somebody to hold you up, self-esteem wise. And then people as in guys will prey on that because they feel like, oh, she needs me. She needs me to prop her up. She needs me to tell her she's beautiful. And if she doesn't have me, then she won't feel like she's beautiful. And I'm gonna tear her down every chance she get to remind her that nobody really wants you. Not with all these kids, not with them stretch marks, not with your baggage, not with where you live at, not with your mouth, not with your size. You know what I'm saying? Not with your mouth looking like that, not with your, you see what I'm saying? they're going to remind you of that on a regular basis. So you guys got to be careful. I do think that we have to stop looking at other people's, not just aesthetics, but their physical, I mean, their financial situation as well, and thinking that we have to some sort of do some sort of like comparison or compete with those people because they're not like us. Literally, they're not like us. And so you have to find and build yourself your own blueprint as to how you're going to manage and work this thing out, and stop being delusional, and stop thinking that you know why somebody picked the other person. And all of that goes into being delusional, and the question of why we ask why wouldn't they pick me? Why am I not the woman that is living this type of lifestyle? Why haven't I had any children yet? Why haven't you? Got to stop asking the why about things. It's always a reason to it, but I promise you, if you focus on improving yourself and setting a goal for yourself, I am at my best when I have a task that I'm working on. When I've set a goal and I'm actively working towards that goal, I am at my best. I am in less mess. I am not trying to be nosy. I don't even have the time to know what's going on in the streets, what hot topics are going on, who's doing what in the world, because I've set a goal, and every day I'm working and doing something towards that outside of working on a people job and doing what they asked me to do. So then I don't have time for anything else. So if you want to be occupied, you want to keep your mind off of things and comparison and why this, you got to set yourself a goal, even if that is self this day. I want to do this. My goal is to go back to school, is to get a degree, is to lose weight, it is to improve my mindset, it is to not, it is to whatever that thing is, actively work on that and give yourself something to do on a daily basis so that you reach that goal. um I don't really, you won't be able to it's back up now, thank you. I've already wrapped forcing it at this point, but I think you all get the picture. I wanted this to be more of a conversation versus like a lecture or some sort of session. So I hope that you understood exactly what I was saying. It'll be funny. And I'm hoping to make this dialogue through my podcast a little bit more conversational so I can really bring out my true personality. And not that this isn't me, because it is, but I just know in my dialogue back and forth with people, I'm very jokey. I don't really take a lot of things too serious. And I like to have a really good time. And sometimes I feel like this is not scripted, because y'all know it ain't scripted. I be rambling a lot. But I want to make it just more like somebody's having a dialogue with me, even though I'm not, if that makes any sense. So, and I hope my sound, like I said, sounds better. I've been struggling with using this platform and then going back, noticing that my audio was a little off because I'm plugged into the computer and streaming the video at the same time. So I hope it sounds a little bit better for you all. Until next week, y'all. And yeah, I'll holla. Bye. Start